Hello, and welcome to another video here on the channel. My name is Riley, and in today's video, we are back in FM23. And as you know, Everton Football Club, big. The greats such as Wayne Rooney have come through Everton. But what has happened to them? Has Frank Lampard brought them down to destruction? No, the problem goes bigger than Frank. Even though I would like to say that was the issue, or is the issue with Everton, but it is not. The issue is the club has been mismanaged for years. And because of that, the club is in the relegation zone in real life. As you can see, definitely looks like they're going to go under. So what I'm going to do in this little mini series that is just going to encompass one episode is I will be playing 3 seasons as Everton in the Premier League. And I'll do all I can to save them. I am going to start the season in January of 2023, so now. So as it currently stands, I think the database that I'm using is like end of December-ish. So they're around the relegation zone. And yeah, I'm going to see if I can do the impossible and not only save Everton from disaster, but maybe try to raise them up a bit. So let's just jump in and see what we are dealing with when it comes to Everton. Because honestly, I don't think Everton's that bad of a team. At least I don't think so. So let's take a little looky-loo and see what's going on. First things first, finances. Yeah, so this is January, so it's not a real surprise, but there is no transfer budget. 1.5. We're currently spending almost the same amount. Overall balance is 61. Projections are going to be going down over the next little while. The issue, though, that Everton has is this. Almost £1 billion in debt. There's a little bit of transfer debt, obviously, 40 million pounds, but 838 million pounds of debt. That is going to cause us an issue moving forward. That is for sure. So I'm starting at the beginning of January, and as they currently sit, they are just outside the relegation zone. I think real life, they're more down in here. Again, this is a database, so it's probably not 100% accurate, but it's pretty close. I'm starting off in a pretty bad spot, if you ask me. Now, obviously, we know in real life, Man United is Tottenham's Liverpool is way down below. Very nice. All right, so let's take a little look at the squad first and see what we're working with. Because, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. General info. Is that what we want to be looking at? Yes. All right. So, no, that's not what I want. I want to look at my comparisons. Here we go. So, generally, we are above average in age. Okay, above average in age, above average in height. Weight is lower. International caps is lower. Average wage is lower. Player transfer value is lower. And whatever else. So let's look at goalkeepers first. Obviously, you probably are aware that the goalkeeper that they have is Jordan Pickford. And honestly, mid-tier. We know he performs well for England, but when it comes to Everton, it could be better. And honestly, looking at this, between him and his cohort, he's got a couple backups, whoever's in the goalkeeping room with him. They are below average. So, not great. Defenders now, again, tackling is below. Jumping is average. Marking's way down. So is positioning. Acceleration. Adding in midfield with that. The midfielders are actually pretty good defenders. So there is that to consider. Looking at the midfield, though, when it comes to passing, down. Long shots, down. Vision, down. Stamina, sure, it's up. Teamwork is up. Tackling is up. So it's definitely a defensive midfield, which could be good and bad. Looking at the attack, strikers in particular, finishing's below, long shots below, heading is above, jumping, anticipation, off the ball. Overall, it's below. It should be higher. It should be higher. And again, looking at our physical attributes, acceleration's way down, pace is down, everything's down except for strength and jump. Mentally, technically far below everything. So that is terrible. So essentially, what we're looking at is a very physical squad, a little bit on the older side, but one that is struggling with technical ability, attacking ability, creative play. There's not a whole lot of creative play going on. Some players that you probably know from this squad. One that I like, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Let's be honest, he's not going to be here long. At the rate that Everton is going in game and in real life, if they get relegated, there's no way he sticks around and goes down with the ship. Nor do I blame him for that. So, excuse me. What we're going to do now is we are going to move forward. What does the board expect of me? They want me to finish mid-table? Mid-table. Again, I'm sure it would be fine if I don't, because I am new, but yeah, mid-table. So we'll see what happens, but let's fast forward to the end of this season and see how we fared. So the first season has concluded. We are now in June. I've moved my camera a little closer, so excuse me for the adjustment, but just made it a little closer to my face. So let's take a quick look here and see how we finished. We did survive, as you can tell, but man, it was rough at times. It was rough. We did finish 14th, so mid-table-ish. Interesting. Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, and Southampton have been relegated. Man City has won the league. Arsenal could not keep up. Liverpool was able to pull ahead a little bit, and Man United finishes in 4th. Do I think this is going to happen in real life? No. I do not see Liverpool making that big of a jump. Tottenham, Anyways, doesn't matter. So that is great. We have completed that objective. We did not get relegated. Fantastic. All right. So how did our season go? That is the question that we are all wondering. Well, I guess we should look at the schedule and see how we fared. Seeing as we started in January, we started off strong. Well, the first match was a Bristol City FA Cup third round match where we destroyed them. Southampton again, West Ham. We beat Swansea. I don't know how we drew them, but we did. We drew Arsenal. We then beat Swansea at home. We got destroyed by Liverpool away. Drew against Leeds, Aston Villa. So our run of form in January was very good. We got off to a good start. February, couple draws, couple wins. A loss, not the end of the world. Going into March, we had the FA Cup 5th round win against Brentford, drew against Nottingham Forest, lost against Brentford, both games we probably should have won, and then we beat Leicester in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. April is where it all went downhill. We had losses against Tottenham, Man United, Fulham, Man City. We did beat Newcastle, though, and Leicester, and we did get a draw against Crystal Palace. Luckily, the end of our campaign was not ridiculously bad. So we drew against Chelsea, Brighton we beat, Man City beat us, then Wolves and Bournemouth. So could it have been better? Yes. April could have been significantly better. We dropped 9 points, 10 points. 9, 3, 6, 9, 11. 11 points we dropped there. So that would have made a big difference, seeing as we finished at 47, 11 points on top of that. Oh, wow. That would have put us way up high. Anyways, doesn't matter. It's hypothetical. So, yeah, not that great, but could have been a lot worse. So looking at our finances, we have a transfer budget, which is fantastic. Our debt is still high, but it's expected to go up. Transfer budget-wise, we are looking good. Transfers, let's look at that, because I guess first we should look at club dynamics. Players do want to leave. Jordan Pickford is wanting out. I'm trying to move on Neil Maupay. It's just not the type of player that I want. Idris Gaye, again, I want to try to get him off the books, because that's the thing. This club has a lot of expensive players. So Jordan Pickford, he wants to leave. You know what? I think I'm going to try to let him leave. That is fine. James Tarkowski, again, expensive player that he could leave. But honestly, the center back situation needs to be improved. I do like Nathan Patterson. I think he's a great option at the back. as our right back, and he had an okay season with us. Looking at our left backs, Michael Lenko, again, 50 grand a week. I am okay with that. He, again, okay season. When it comes to our midfielders, we need to add some creativity, and that is what we have done. Not potential, guys that are coming in. Carle Alina, 25-year-old Spaniard. He comes from Getafe. I don't know how much we were bringing him in for, but anyways, he's a creative force. He's got great vision, flair, passing, technique, first touch. So hopefully he can be instrumental in the middle of the pitch for us. So other guys brought in some young players. This Danish player, Kygard, I guess is how you say it. He can kind of play in all those attacking positions. Comes from Austria, where he's played pretty well, actually. Again, not one necessarily that's going to jump right into the first team, but one for the future. Same with this young man here from Finland. He's got 5 caps for his country. Luka Hiralainen. He's 6'6", which I like, and he's defensive midfielder as well. So other players, Jean-Philippe Gabin, I like to get out of here. Andre Gomez, same thing. Dele Alli will be returning from loan, so there is that to consider. We also have James Gardner, Amado Onana, Tom Davies. So a few options in the middle of the pitch as well. But again, we need creative players in the middle. That is what is needed at this time. So when it comes to our attacking midfielders, again, not a whole lot to be said there. Damari Gray, yeah, not really bringing in, like, the Kygar guy can play up there. That's fine. Dwight Neal is a good player. Anthony Gordon's a good player. Nathan Broadhead, I'd like to move on as well. No need for him to be there. And let's see, up front, I'm fairly certain we will be losing Calvert-Lewin. We got some clubs interested in him, so hopefully I can get a pretty penny at least. But I am bringing in Nicolas Jackson from the Gambia. He was at Villarreal previously, and yeah, he's just a good option. 21 years old at this point. He will have caps for the Gambia, I am sure. And yeah, advance forward that can play kind of across the entire attacking front, which is what we need at this time. So yeah, and that's another young guy, I guess, Romero, Argentinian. Again, I have a problem where I like to buy young players, mostly because I am trying to avoid adding more transfer debt because we're already so much in debt, and our transfer budget's only so big, so I am attracted to young players, which is a really creepy way of putting it, I guess, that I'm attracted to young men. I'm not trying to draw them in. I'm not a predator, I promise. I don't know why I even said that, but I am wanting these young guys to come in because they are usually cheaper, especially with the scouting that we have. We have an extensive scouting network. Scouting is definitely an area that I do like, mostly because I enjoy geography. So anyways, we have guys kind of all over this place. We have a nice variety of scouts with a variety of backgrounds. So going to this next season, fingers crossed that we can make it work. Season preview is up at this point. It is. So it looks like they're predicting us to be... nope, this is from last. Never mind. So anyways, let's jump ahead to the end of the second season and see if we were able to keep the momentum going and, yeah, not lose too many matches. So let's go. Season as manager. Well, I guess the first full season as manager of Everton. And I would like to say that it went well for us. This is June at this point, so we're going to have to go back in time and see how it went. Why doesn't it not let me go back here? This is the way. This is the way. We finished 8th, just outside, well, quite a bit outside, but we almost got top 7. We finished 8th, which is fantastic for us. A good start to the campaign. Aston Villa and Tottenham that were in the top 7 before have fallen, which is awesome. But yeah, overall it was a good season. And not only that, but why can't I look at my previous? I don't know what I'm looking at here, but it doesn't matter. we had a good season, and we also made it to the final of the FA Cup, which is impressive if you ask me. Here we go. Let's go. FA Cup final, we lost 1-0 to Tottenham. So overall, it was a good season. We had some moments of anxiety, to say the least, where we did not play as well, but we also had a lot of moments of brilliance where we were on a run of good form, like this March to April part. Not the end of April, but we had Man City at Liverpool, and Liverpool at the end. But we did beat Man City in the FA Cup semi-final, which is exciting. And we had a win against Man United at the end, but yeah, lost to Tottenham. So that is too bad. But finance-wise, not so good. Not so good at all. Look at that. The debt is not moving. I've added more transfer debt, so that sucks, but it was required. And we have, the net debt is just bigger. We're having wage problems at this point. Our transfer budget is minimal at best, and our projections are not great. Development centers still good. I don't know why I showed you that, but it's still going well. And they still want us to be a mid-table club, so that is fine. But looking at our transfer history, let's go back. Is this how far back I want to go? Yeah, let's go to here. So this is at the beginning of the season, the 22-23, well, I guess at the end. So you've seen guys like Kygaard come in, that's fine. Another player that came in to actually be a starter for us is Josip Sutalo, 24-year-old Croatian. He's got some caps for his country, and he comes in as a center back, and he's done quite well for us. So that is fantastic. Other players, who else did we bring in? Nicolas Jackson, yes. Camille Grabara, I actually did not show you, but he came in as our starting goalkeeper to replace Jordan Pickford. So he did concede 48 goals, but did get 10 clean sheets, which is not all that shabby. Other players, Carles Alina, obviously you knew that he was coming in. His season was meh, 4 goals, 4 assists, 7 or 6.87. I wish it was a 7, but yeah, he could have done better, to say the least. Other players that we brought in, who else did we bring? Oh, I'm going too far ahead. Other young guys is Oskarsson. He is a young Icelandic player, I believe. Yeah, 4.5 star potential. So brought him in for relatively good money. So just trying to develop him. Arda Güler I brought in from Turkey. Obviously he's with Fenerbahçe. I got that connection there because I just obviously did a series on them. Brought him in for $8 million, and honestly, he did well. He outplayed Alina with 4 goals, 9 assists, 2 man of the matches, and a 7.22. So I think we have our creative force in the middle with 19-year-old Arda Güler at this point. And Elias Jalert, another player we brought in to add some depth. Players that we sold, Mason Holgate, I've sent out on loan, and he will be joining Fulham, so we'll be able to get some money from him, which is good. Because again, the issue with Everton is the amount of older, overpaid deadwood. There's a lot of deadwood. So I've been trying to get rid of the deadwood, and it's a pain in the butt. Michael Keane's another player I've been trying to get out the door as well. And who else? Alex Iwobi, not a player I wanted to sell, but one that wanted to leave. So he went off to Wolves, which is whatever. If that's what he wanted to do, that's what he wanted to do. Dominic Calvert-Lewin did go off to Man City, which is fine. I did get a little bit of money for him, though, so that is good. £54 million, so I'll take that. But as you can see, he played more for us in half a season than he did for Man City in a full season. So I get he wanted to go to a big club, but come on. So transfers in 90 million, transfers out 69. So it's not like we're spending a crazy amount compared to what we have. Well, I guess that's going to change this season. 163 million pounds in. So this is from January till now. Is that correct? Yeah, so that this is the fall to now. Okay, cool. So players I brought in, Mosa Niakate. Yeah, brought him in from Nottingham Forest. Again, not that exciting of a guy, but seriously just trying to build up that center back, that back four. Yeah, just don't have a strong center back and trying to fix that. Alejandro Garnacho, Any United fans would know his name, and he comes in for £30 million from, obviously, Man United. And he had a good first season with us, 24 appearances, 8 goals, 4 assists, 7.02, and 5-star potential ability. He's definitely one for the future, and I like how he's still listed as a Spanish player, but he is Argentinian. I know he's like dual citizenship, but he plays for Argentina. Another player, speaking of Argentinians, I brought in Thiago Almada, very popular player in the realm of Football Manager. I know, 19 appearances, 7 goals, 3 assists. So very happy to get him for a respectable amount of money. Very happy with that signing as well. Other players, who else did I bring in that was actually worth talking about? A lot of young dudes. Well, again, I'm having the issue of trying to find guys that are first team ready, but also not crazy expensive because my transfer budget is like nothing. So that has been an ordeal to say the least. So Brandon Williams, you know him. I brought him on a free. Who else? Castello Ruqueba. He comes from France, and yeah, we'll see what he hasn't played for us yet, but 4.5-star potential ability. I'm hoping he can turn into a solid center back signing, because again, still looking for that player that can play there. Antonio Romando, 4.5-star potential striker from Italy. Again, just trying to bring in some options. Irmahan Ilkan, 20-year-old Turkish player from Torino. Well, he's on loan back to Torino. And he can play kind of all over the place. One for the future. I get that, but still. A player that I did bring in to hopefully be an improvement in the middle of the field is João Palhinha, 28-year-old Portuguese player. He's got 14 caps for Portugal. And yeah, he hasn't played yet because he's going to be playing coming up. But yeah, I'm hoping he is able to help us succeed. Oh, here we go. Here's a big signing for us because, well, I had him in place for a while, but Livakovic, Croatian, obviously known for stopping penalty kicks in the World Cup, 53 caps for his country. He is 29 at this point, though, but I think he'll be a good signing. I am planning on sending Grabara out on loan, I believe, so there we go. Other players, again, I spent a lot of money on this dude from Ajax. A lot of money. But he's got great potential, 5-star potential ability. His dribbling and first touch are pretty good. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I did send a lot of guys out the door. Ben Godfrey has left. James Tarkowski hopefully will be leaving on a permanent deal. Who else? Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford did leave. He went to Saudi Arabia. Not to the same club as our man Cristiano Ronaldo, but he has left for them. So, good for him. Anyways, and then as far as this season goes, nothing yet. But let's take a quick look to see what the expectations are for them from the media. 12th? Okay, that's lower than what we did last season, but still, that's all right. So anyways, that's the second season. So we're going to go in and see how we did in the third season. And by third season, it's like 2.5 seasons technically, but so far so good. We are still up. We are in terrible financial situation, but if we keep winning, hopefully that rectifies itself, or hopefully the club is sold. That would be fantastic. So on to season 3. All right, so we are in season 3, and it did not go the way, well, it went fine. We finished in 10th. And we had a chance at the end to maybe push for Europe, but yeah, it was foiled. But we did end up winning the FA Cup, so there is that. But yeah, the end of the season just did not go well. We had a good shot. We dropped a lot of points. But we did beat West Ham in the FA Cup final, so that got us into Europe. And West Ham is 5th place, so I know what you're saying. Man, you're fantastic. And you know what? You are correct. So problems still exist at the club financially, though. Overall balance is terrible. Financial status is okay. Debt is high. Transfer budget is minimal. Well, it's not bad. It's about the same. things are not going great on that front. So less than ideal. Players in, players out is more like it, really. Grabara is going to be leaving. He was out on loan. Players I did bring in, Alejandro Balde. Again, trying to create that left back position. Because Michael Lenko has left at some point. He went right here. 431. Yeah, that's fine. I did also bring in Bosko Sudalo, 25-year-old Croatian. Same name as the other dude. Don't think they're related, though. Oh, look, he's friends with him. They have the same name. Cool. I did bring in, this is probably the signing that I probably regret the most, mostly because of how much he costs. But he's also the signing of the season, which I don't understand. But Anthony Martial, I did bring in from Man United for 2.9, which is not a lot, but the amount of money I pay him is quite a bit, and he's under contract for the next 3 years, so that's less than ideal. Especially when he put up a stinker of a season. 8 goals, 3 assists, 6.68, and he had plenty of time, plenty of opportunities to do more with that, but at 29 years old, he could not cut it. So I also did bring on loan, because apparently this was not updated to reflect Real Madrid's interest in him, but I did bring in Endrick over from Brazil on loan with an option to purchase him, and he had a good season. Way better than Martial. 14 goals, 3 assists, 7.04. Anyways, so as far as this season has gone so far, we have sent more guys out than brought in, which is good because financially we are in trouble. There are rumors of a club takeover, which would be fantastic, but again, not holding my breath necessarily. But anyways, this is saving Everton. I feel like I did an adequate job. We have Rosen back up to mid to top half of the table kind of positioning. We are going to be in the Europa League thanks to our success in the FA Cup. So hopefully we can get our reputation a little higher and make some money off of that Europa League run. But again, not holding my breath. So anyways, overall, very interesting save the last 3 seasons, and happy that we were able to avoid relegation. But long term, the club is not in a good situation. So much debt. So who knows what will happen with that. But thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.